The paranoia had become a physical weight. I was living in a constant state of checking. Every time I felt a stray itch behind my ear or a tightness in my jaw, I was convinced the skin was starting to loosen, that I was just a suit being worn by something else. Sarah tried to be patient. She really did. But you can only live with a ghost for so long before you start looking for the haunting. The midnight check. It was 3 weeks after the mirror shattered. We were staying at her place because I couldn't stand to be in my studio for another second. Her bathroom didn't have a mirror. I'd told her it was a feng shui thing, and she'd laughed, though she looked worried. At 2 a.m., the itch started. It felt like a needle threading itself through the cartilage of my left ear. I slipped out of bed, making sure the floorboards didn't groan. I needed to see. I needed to know if the seam was opening. I went into her kitchen. I knew she had a polished stainless steel toaster. It was the only reflective thing left in the house. I knelt on the linoleum, my hands trembling, and angled the toaster toward the moonlight. I was pulling at the skin behind my earlobe, tugging hard enough to draw blood, staring into the distorted, curved reflection of my own face. "What are you doing, Elias?" The confrontation. I jumped so hard I knocked the toaster off the counter. It hit the floor with a deafening clang. Sarah was standing in the doorway. She wasn't wearing her robe. She was just standing there in the dark, her silhouette sharp against the hallway light. She didn't look scared. She looked disappointed. I have an earache, Sarah. I was looking for a cyst," I lied. My voice sounded thin, even to me. "In a toaster?" she asked. Her voice was flat, uncannily flat. "In the dark?" She walked toward me. Usually, Sarah's gait was bouncy, full of energy. Tonight she moved with a terrifyingly smooth fluidity. She didn't seem to be shifting her weight from foot to foot. She was just approaching. "You've been acting so strange since that night at your apartment," she whispered, stopping just inches from me. "Checking your skin, hiding from the light. You're not the man I fell in love with." "I'm trying, Sarah. I'm just sick. I saw things." "I know what you saw," she interrupted. She reached out and took my face in her hands. Her palms were icy, like meat pulled straight from a freezer. "You saw the potential for something better." The reveal. My heart stopped. "What did you say?" She leaned in, her lips brushing against the ear I had just been pulling at. "The Elias who lived here for 6 days. He was wonderful," she breathed. "He didn't have any of your anxieties. He didn't have your doubts. He was perfect." I tried to pull away, but her grip was like iron. My hands went to her wrists, and that's when I felt it. Under the sleeves of her pajamas, right where the pulse should have been, there was nothing. No heartbeat, just a hard, ridged surface. I shoved her sleeves up, and the scream died in my throat. Her wrists were covered in silver tape. Not the kind you buy at a hardware store. It was a shimmering, metallic substance that looked like liquid mirror, crudely patched over long, jagged rents in her skin. "Sarah?" I whimpered. She smiled. It was the same smile I'd seen in the mirror, the one with too many teeth. "The Sarah you knew was always so insecure, Elias, so full of flaws. She was so easy to convince. We didn't even have to swap. She invited me in. She wanted to be someone else." The last reflection. She stepped back and looked at the toaster on the floor. The polished surface was dented. "It's a shame you broke the gateway in your bathroom," she said, her voice beginning to distort, vibrating with that wet, tearing sound. "It makes the transition so much messier when we have to do it manually." She reached up to her own throat. Her fingernails, the lilac ones, dug into the hollow of her neck. She didn't bleed. Instead, the skin began to peel back like a cheap vinyl wrap. "Don't worry," she whispered, the lilac nails glinting in the dark. "I'll make sure the next you is even better than the last one." I scrambled backward, my heels skidding on the linoleum, reaching for the kitchen drawer where she kept the knives. My hand gripped a handle, and I pulled it out, ready to swing. But as I caught my own reflection in the blade of the chef's knife, I froze. In the reflection of the steel, I wasn't holding a knife. My reflection was holding a pair of long silver shears, and behind my reflection, the Sarah thing wasn't peeling her skin at all. She was just standing there, holding a camera, filming me. "Look at yourself, Elias," the thing said, but now it sounded exactly like the real Sarah again. Scared, crying, hysterical. "You're standing in the dark with a knife talking to yourself. Please put it down." I looked at the knife. Then I looked at her. She was huddled by the fridge, phone in hand, the screen glowing with a 911 dialer. Was she the monster, or had the thing in the mirror finally won by making me believe everyone else was the reflection? I looked back at the blade. My reflection winked at me. I'm writing this from a psychiatric ward now. They don't allow mirrors here. But the windows are very reflective at night. Would you like to know what I'm planning to do when the night shift guard turns his back?